Welcome to Rauta's Underground Trio episode. Once again, we have 3 different albums from 3 different genres, and these are all, of course, from various parts of the world, too. And according to my own opinion, we'll go through worst to best. Let's say we have something from France, something from Sweden, something from United Kingdom. First, we'll head to Sweden with a band called Warrior. Mind you, of course, Metal Archives lists a bunch of bands with the same name, that is. And this is probably one of the newest ones, even if not the newest. Anyhow, this won't budge really. So it's Warrior with pentagram and all. And yes, the style is black metal. You can really call it a little bit black and heavy metal if you wish, because it's not outright very pure blood sounding black metal, despite the aesthetics and all. First of all, the vocals are quite grunting and not as such maybe something you would expect from a black metal band. Then again, if you look at the photos here and all, yes, it gives you a strong black metal vibe to the whole genre, the whole album and all that stuff. And this is the second album called Hate Maelstrom. The previous album was actually pretty decent, the debut one, but this time I think they have gone a little bit weird direction. I'm saying this because while there are certain moments where like it's almost gonna fly and all, it's almost like too much into heavy metal department with rather grunting vocals, not so much black metal sounding. Also, the very organic sound might be something that old school fanatics really appreciate. But when you're looking for some kind of a grim sound or evil sound, dark presence, atmospheric parts or whatever, it's not gonna really fly. I'm saying this has an overall feeling of a demo recording. It's almost like rather a new, powerful, evil sounding black metal album. Instead you go for some demo recollections and all that stuff, and you're like compiling an album made of demo tracks or rehearsal room tracks. It doesn't sound so much like a weak one or a bad one, but like not just enough power. Yeah, you can say weak, but my point here is, it just would need an extra punch. Now it's more like slapping in your face instead of giving you a punch in your cheekbone that one that's gonna drop you. And I'm saying again, the vocals are probably the weakest part of this album, because they are really like, I don't know, a disappointment in all. The end result with this album is quite mediocre. It's not bad, but I was looking so much more after the first album, which was indeed a decent one. Now, if Warrior is unknown to you, check out the first album first, and maybe then go for the second one. Then we have a non-metal release coming from Misantropia Records. This one is The Cult of Sunlight, Enter the Seasonal Ritual. This is, to be honest, kind of a neo-folk thing here. It has been said that this could be a soundtrack to a horror movie which just hasn't been filmed yet. And indeed, throughout their recording, you kind of get that feeling like this is a music soundtrack to some pagan, traditional, experimental art film with a little bit horror into the mix. Or maybe something bad is supposed to happen. But when there is no movie, you really can't go for the part like, okay, this is where the woman gets sacrificed, or this is where the blood is gonna get spilled. This is where it gets dark. Now the thing here is, this album isn't exactly dark, nor it's really catchy. So it's more like a background music, something that could happen. And I'm thinking, yeah, all the ingredients are there, but it's a little bit of mixed bag of goodies. Say there is like acoustic guitar kind of a thing. So, you know, like a man guitar bonfire kind of stuff. Then there's like a little bit of a Dungeon synth kind of parts and some kind of padding, some kind of a drumming here. And I'm like, yeah, these are all like unfinished ideas, like something that you could really make into a full cool album. But now it's more like just random ideas, not really finished in terms of songwriting. Now, this might sound bad, but it's not bad. More like kind of a lukewarm in the sense of like putting things more in the background and really like kind of an enjoyable soundtrack in a way to work with, especially if you have to figure out something to read, something to write, and you can't have some vocalist bothering you with the lyrics being shouted in your ears and all that stuff. You just want the kind of a piece. This is exactly that. Now, some people prefer radio music. I definitely take this one over radio music. But beyond that, could I really see listening to this one when I'm like driving my car to someplace or hitting some weights with the gym or whatever? Not really. Then I would either go for the real soundtrack music, which is often more powerful, or some kind of ambient whatever drone. So for me, this is a little bit too much neo-folk without the actual catchy tracks, if you get my drift. So for neo-folk fans, give it a go. The other ones, not so much. Last and the best one is Houle from France with the debut album Ciel, cendre, misère, noire. Sorry for my pronunciation, I'm not a French-speaking person. Their previous MCD was pretty cool, pretty decent, and this one definitely takes on that. This is a black metallic kind of a band with oceanic themes, seas, what have you, but no Cthulhu to be found, as someone was guessing, like, okay, it's oceanic themes, black metal, sounds like Cthulhu coming, but this ain't vibing their Lovecraftian feeling. To be honest, this LADLO release is really kind of a typical when it comes to LADLO, the label logo here, meaning this has a very, very strong French presence that goes for the guitar works, the melodics, the overall feeling the album is, conveying. And in my opinion, these guys are doing it quite good. But when it comes to being unique artist coming from LADLO, this isn't really standing out. It's more like a good addition to the flock, really. I mean, there is like every basic ingredient you need. The production values, the vocals, and etc. But is it really something that kind of stands out and really drills into your head with the really, really great songwriting and all that stuff? Now, that's what is missing. Maybe the band is still looking for its soul deep into the ocean bottom or whatever. Now, I like what the band is doing here, kind of a unique feeling and all, but still, so far, this boat needs to be crushed and drowned deeper into the sea. The kind of a, I don't know, Mariana depths or whatever it's called. But if you're into French black metal, there is no excuse not to check this one out, because it's kind of a promising and indeed it's really, really well made. So with these words, definitely the best of this pile, even if not great album yet. But mind you, this is the first album, they have plenty of time, plenty of room to really improve, and the next time they probably will come with a galleon and bomb you down and all that shit. Now give it a go and all that stuff. Like I said, 3 different styles of bands and all, and of course everything has a link in the description box, or you can just use your manual skills for searching out these bands on your favorite streaming services. All these albums have been out for a bit, early summer, late spring or so good to go already. Give them a go, and like I said, if you have comments or questions, let me know or read just the links provided. Off you go. Bye bye.